We trying to get paid.
Making money, make it, dollar,
We trying to get paid.
making money,
Make it save and invest. Stacking up checks. Let's go.
A strong morning for the markets turns into a sell-off into the afternoon after the FOMC released its minutes for a meeting they had several weeks ago. In this case, July 28th and July 29th. Now, if you don't know, the FOMC stands for the Federal Open Market Committee. And it consists of 12 members, the 7 members of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve, the President of the Federal Bank of New York, and then 4 of the remaining 11 Reserve Bank presidents. And each of those presidents serves a 1-year term on a rotating basis. So each of them can, get a say in what's going on in the macroeconomic front of this country. Right now, if you remember correctly, during Chairman Powell's statement at that time, he decided, along with the committee, to keep rates at zero. I've told about this many times that these rates are not going to change, and they were probably never going to change for the next 5, at least 10 years. Anyway, they're going to maintain that 0% interest rate on treasuries, and mortgage-backed securities are going to continue to be purchased at $120 billion a month. So what does that mean? It means that we should see little to no price shocks on the market. It means that the volatility that we're seeing now, the very little volatility, the sub 30 volatility, should continue on for the time being. That's why I had been preaching non-directional trading strategies going into this year, and I'm going to continue to do that. In fact, just to plug my course a little bit, if you've done my course and you've taken a 90% trade on an iron condor or bull put spread, you have not lost, right? Now, obviously, depending on the underlying, you want to get a little bit more aggressive, but you haven't lost a trade. You have not lost a single trade since that bottom in April. Apple did exactly what we expected today, go higher. And in fact, it became a $2 trillion company, the first in the history of the world. People don't understand how big of a status having an iPhone is outside of America. In America, you can walk into a store, and if you got pretty decent credit, you get an iPhone for free, right? I mean, you just walk in, you write some things down, you tell them the answer to a couple questions, and you walk out with an iPhone. But if you live in a shitty country like Liberia, for example, you got to get that phone imported, right? That means you're somebody special. That means you can afford to pay a premium for a phone. So, you're the fucking Chad. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys know anything about the incel culture. They call Chads the guys who, basically get all the VJ, all right? So you're the guy who gets laid, whenever he wants. With that being said, if you're a young woman looking to get taken care of, because that's what young women do, they go around looking for guys with a lot of resources, and you see this guy who has got an iPhone, right? You're a Liberian chick, you're hot, you got these huge, tatas, you know what I'm saying? You're walking around with a WAP, and you see this guy with an iPhone. It's like, oh my God, he's got an iPhone. He can afford DHL shipping. You know what I mean? He's probably got a decent job paying him, $10 a day. I'm talking about Liberia, right? The average income there is like $2 a day. So if you make $10 a day, you're the shit. You're the shit. So, this woman is thinking, oh my God, he can afford iPhone. I'm going to give him all my wet juicy pussy. That's what they're thinking. Right? That's kind of basically what they're thinking. Anyway, a real missed opportunity in the ETF XRT. What a monster. What a monster. It's, right at the pre-COVID high. In fact, it's actually gone a bit higher than its pre-COVID high. Absolutely insane. I'd buy the breakout there above 52.80 if it goes that high. I'd probably sell it if it breaks down on that 10 moving average. And again, I'm talking about the XRT. That 10 moving average has been where it really goes to show that, that's where you want to reset and reload there. Load up this 10 moving average on the daily. A lot of people sleep on my 25-10 strategy, but hey, look, give me another moving average combo that works as good as that 25 and the 10 moving average on these high flying stocks. It keeps you in the trade. You only trading the crossover, right? If it doesn't cross over, you stay in the trade and you're making money, right? And you're making money. Pay attention to IYR. It's falling off a cliff here as the universities plan to go full-time online again. A lot of these schools decided that they wanted to take in-person. It's not working out. Didn't work out at the University of North Carolina. They came back for 7 days, ended up closing. And it's taken a huge hit on the REITs. In fact, if you pull up the index REIT, I mean, it's going down the drain here. IYR, very similar, ETF there as well. REIT is actually an index. IYR is a ETF. Another way to play it, if you really want to, for my guys who play stocks, not this, don't take the options here. It's ACC. ACC, I believe, is American Campus Crossing or something like that. But anyway, it's a real estate investment trust that invests in college housing, which was a sure thing for a long, long time. It was easy money. And unfortunately, it's not right now, thanks to COVID. So be careful how you play that one. But that looks like could be going to the low 20s, if not crack below 20. Can somebody please tell me what the hell Netflix is doing right now? I mean, this thing cannot figure out what it wants to do. It's been between 466 and about 505, 510 for the last month. I mean, this thing has got to figure out what it wants to do. It's just sitting there, and we're still waiting for it to make up its mind. I love it because it's such an incredibly lucrative stock. I mean, it used to be what I truly enjoyed selling puts on before, Apple just decided to take everyone's money like it's been doing lately. But Netflix is still one to watch. Gold and silver took a huge dump today, particularly gold. I mean, the short sellers really have it out for gold right now. And, because of this huge move it's made, given, the technicals do scream for a pullback, but doggone it. I mean, I just need these Democrats and Republicans to come back to the table, get a stimulus bill done, and we'll see gold right back above 200, possibly hit 2100. What we just need to get more money being printed by our federal government. So just hold off for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at also DXY. DXY going on a little bounce here with that little tweezer bottom. We're seeing DXY, which is basically the U.S. dollar versus practically every other country. So look for a nice little bounce there, and might be time to take the dollar against some of those exotics for those of you guys who play the Forex. Give me some tips in the comments about what you want me to talk about. I'm trying to get a little bit more sector straight here, giving a little bit more. I'll go into biotech in the next episode and whatnot. Also, put these out a little bit sooner than I have been. But I hope you enjoyed. If you do, let me know in the comments. Until next time, trade well.